Hi everybody, this is your ever-loving JP sir, welcoming you all to this wonderful physics class. And in this class, we are going to see about the transfer of charges by the process of rubbing grade 12 electrostatics. We have seen in the last class about the charges, what are charges and what are the basic properties of charges. And in this class, we are going to study about the transfer of charges by the process of rubbing. And we all know that there are three processes involved in the transfer of charges. One is by the process of friction, that is by the process of rubbing. The second one is by the process of conduction, and the third one is by the process of induction. So my dear students, in this class we are going to see about the transfer of charges by the process of rubbing. Let us enter into the class. Let us take to explain this two materials. One is the glass rod and a silk cloth. Glass rod and silk cloth is taken. When these two substances are rubbed with each other, so if you are rubbing these two substances, now what will happen is there will be a transfer of charges. Now the charges will get transferred from here to here, and the same way the charges will be transferred from silk cloth to the glass rod. Now when the two substances are rubbed, that time the glass rod becomes positively charged and the silk cloth becomes negatively charged. That means the neutral stability of both the substances is disturbed, and by the process of rubbing, what happens is the charges get transferred from one substance to the other. Here the glass rod is with excess of protons, whereas the silk cloth is with excess of electrons. So excess electrons present in the silk cloth, that is why this is a negatively charged particles and this becomes a positively charged particles. Let us consider now that 10 to the power of 9 electrons are transferred from the glass rod to the silk cloth in 1 second. In 1 second, 10 to the power of 9 electrons are transferred from the glass rod to the silk cloth. The same way here 10 to the power of 9 protons gets transferred from the silk cloth to the glass rod, that too in 1 second. So this is a very important concept which is asked in the CBSE board exam. So in NCRT, so this question is frequently asked, very simple concept. Let us now find that if 10 to the power 9 electrons are transferred, then what is the total charge transferred from the glass rod to the silk cloth? Let us find out that one. Total charge transferred. How to calculate the total charge transferred? We know the quantization of charge, which is one of the basic property of charges. Let us write the quantization of charge. Q is equal to N into E, which is nothing but the net charge in a system is nothing but the integral multiple of the least number of electron that is present in the system. It is nothing but the integral multiple of the least magnitude of the substance which is present in the system. So let us now find the net charge. Here Q is equal to N. Here is nothing but the number of electrons transferred. So it is 10 to the power of 9 into the charge of the electron, which is nothing but 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. That means here Q is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 10 coulomb. So this is the total charge that is transferred from the glass rod to the silk cloth in 1 second. So in 1 second, this much of coulomb of charge gets transferred from the glass rod to the silk cloth, by means of which the silk cloth becomes a negatively charged particle. So this much coulomb of electrons or net charge of electrons are transferred. Let us now write like this. If the number of charges that is transferred in 1 second is this much, so time taken by the body to transfer 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 10 coulomb of charge. Time taken by the body to transfer 1.6 into 10 power minus 10 coulomb of charge from one body to the other is 1 second. So in 1 second, this much of charge is transferred from glass rod to silk cloth. Therefore, time taken to transfer 1 coulomb of charge. Time taken to transfer 1 coulomb of charge from one body to the other body is how much. So that is what we are going to calculate over here from glass rod to silk cloth. Okay. So how much time is taken to transfer 1 coulomb of charge from glass rod to silk cloth is nothing but 1 divided by 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 10 coulomb in this much seconds. So 1 divided by this much second is taken now. So that is equal to 1 divided by 1.6 into 10 to the power of 10 seconds. This is the time taken by the glass rod to transfer 1 coulomb of charge from the glass rod to the silk cloth. So which can be simply written as, we can multiply this one with another 10. So 10 by 1.6 into 10 to the power 9 second, which is nothing but, so 10 divided by 1.6 is 6.25 into 10 to the power 9 seconds. So this much of second it is 6.25 into 10 to the power of 9 seconds, where 10 power 9 is a huge value. 10 into 10 into 10 into 10 into 10 into 10, 9 times we have to put the tens and we have to multiply it with 6.25, which is a big time. Okay, this much second is needed for the transference of just 1 coulomb of charge. So 1 coulomb of charge to transfer from one body to the other body, it takes this much second. Once again, let me sum up here. The process takes place here is the process of rubbing, where we are rubbing the glass rod with the silk cloth. When the glass rod is rubbed with the silk cloth, the neutral stability of both the atoms get disturbed, and because of that, there will be a transfer of charges. Here, glass rod is becoming positive charge and the silk cloth is becoming the negatively charged particle. That means the silk cloth is with excess of electrons, whereas the glass rod is with excess of protons. That is why glass rod becomes positively charged and the silk cloth becomes negatively charged. Suppose if we take 10 to the power 9 electrons are transferred from this body to this body in 1 second. That is what is given in the problem. This much of electrons are transferred. If 10 power 9 electrons are transferred from the glass rod to the silk cloth in 1 second, then how much time will be taken by this body to transfer 1 coulomb of charge is the question asked in the NCERT board. Now, for this we have to find the total charge transferred. And this formula is nothing but quantization of charge. Quantization of charge. And this quantization of charge is one of the basic property of the charges. If we apply this formula here, then the net charge that is transferred is the 10 power 9 is n, where 10 power 9 is the number of electrons multiplied with the least magnitude of the charge present in the system, which is nothing but the charge of the electron we are taking here. Charge of the electron multiplied with the number of electrons will give you the total amount of net charge that is transferred. So we have found that it is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 10 coulomb of charges are transferred in 1 second. That is, the time taken by the body to transfer 1.6 into 10 power minus 10 coulomb is 1 second. In 1 second, the glass rod is transferring 1.6 into 10 power minus 10 coulomb of charge from glass rod to the silk cloth. Therefore, the time taken to transfer 1 coulomb of charge, here 1.6 into 10 power minus 10 coulomb, here 1 coulomb of charge from the glass rod to the silk cloth is given by 1 divided by 1.6 into 10 power minus 10 seconds. So this much of second is needed. That is, simply we can write 1 divided by 1.6 into this 10 power minus 10 goes up, it becomes 10 power 10 second. So multiplying 1 power of 10 with here, it becomes 10 divided by 1.6 into 10 to the power 9 second. That means 6.25 into 10 to the power 9 seconds now comes. If this is the seconds, then how much year is needed for the glass rod to transfer this much of charge from the glass rod to the silk cloth? Let us now calculate the number of years taken for the glass rod to transfer this 1 coulomb of charge. Okay. So very simple. Now time taken by the glass rod to transfer 1 coulomb of charge to the silk cloth in years is given by the answer here is, we know that it is 6.25 into 10 to the power of 9 seconds. So very simple, this we want to convert to year, where 6.25 into 10 to the power of 9 here, if we convert the seconds to years, then this becomes 365 days into 1 day is having 24 hours, and that 24 hour, 1 hour if we take, it consists of 60 minutes, and 1 minute if we take, it consists of 60 seconds. So now we have converted the second to year. So this much of years is needed now. If we simplify all these things, we will get the answer as 198.18 years. So simply to transfer 1 coulomb of charge. So when we talk about 1 coulomb, it seems very simple, but to transfer this 1 coulomb of charge by the glass rod, to transfer it to the silk cloth, 1 coulomb of negative charge is transferred in 198 years approximately. So this is a very, very important NCERT numerical which is frequently asked in the exam. I hope that, my dear students, you all have enjoyed the class, and I believe that you could have understood the concept, how the charges are transferred by the process of rubbing. Thank you all of you. Let us meet in the next class. Thank you for watching.